This thing doesn't blow any air very good. You know, got it on high, but it's not really blowing. Takes forever to defrost the windows. So I'm going to take the cowl apart here and see what's going on. You pull the fan out, it's probably full of shit in there. Let's have a look. Rat's nest. He was parking it under a cedar tree by the looks of it. Let's have a look. Don't want to wreck the gasket there. Half on, half off. Nothing. It's pretty clean. I've taken them out before and it is packed with leaves. Well, hopefully that'll help out a little bit. And another thing that's always good to do is every time I buy a vehicle, mine are always used. I've never bought a new vehicle in my life. Change the fluids. Probably never been done. This is 5-speed, it's probably got ATF in it. If it doesn't have ATF in it, well then it's been changed because it came with ATF from the factory. Oh. Yep. Let it drip dry. Just above it is the overflow plug here. And that's where you add the fluid. Take the old fluid. Measure how much came out. So 1, a couple little filings. Not too bad. And there's my new one. I'll fill that up. So to the just under the sour cream there. I'll show you what I do with that later. One. I just got a chunk of old garden hose. Rinsed it out. And it goes down in the filler hole. So the last little bit, there'll be a bunch of it in the bottom there when you go to pull it out. So take the top off, lay it down and dump it into a tub there, and then you do the rest with a squirt bottle. Saves laying down there, squirting in little bottles because I won't be able to get in there. I'll be there for hours doing that. And while you're waiting for the tranny to fill up, you can service your diff. Look to the bolts on this thing. Bet you it's never been done. No axle seal problems yet. Nice and dry. Oh yeah. Have a look inside. I cracked it. Give it a little bit more. Need the hammer. Right. Still has the original gasket on there, so it's probably never been changed. And it helps if you got a nice sharp chisel. Now for doing the upper part here, I'll put a rag over top of that. I'll go get a fresh rag. There we go. Batten down the hatches. I can't do this without two hands, so you got the idea. Give it a little buff. Brake cleans. Once you got the surfaces all cleaned up, give them a brake cleans so the gasket will stick good. In this case, no gasket, it's just going to be RTV. A little dab of brake cleans will do ya. Even though I clean that all up, still residue coming off of there. It's not really a problem area for sealing, but it's just kind of common practice. There's nothing worse than getting a leak because you were lethargic and you didn't really do a good clean job. Okay. Coming on in. Coming on in. There we go. Come on, baby, get in there. Okay, well then try this one. There she goes. That's good. Okay. All the bolts back in. Make sure it's completely clean, because I got one chance at this. If I don't get it, then the cover's got to come back off, and I'm gonna have to weld in a sight plug, or you know, an overflow plug. Okay, I gotta put you down. Got a pipe on it. Oh, I can't do it. I need two hands. Ah, you missed the crack. The nice crack. He loves that sound. Crack. It means it came apart. Oh, geez, I still can't get it. There it goes. Thank God for that. I've had them round off inside here and then you're hooped. Never get the thing out. And this has never been out before since '93. Okay, I'll fill it up the same way as the transmission. And that's pretty much all the oil that came out of the diff. So I'll fill up the same amount and pour back in the funnel. And if there's any little leftovers, I'll push that in with this with the bottle, squeeze it in. And there's the first one. Down the hatch. This one's going to take a while. I'm going to go down a bit. And while that's going down the hatch, I'll put the rest of the transmission fluid in there. Whatever it takes, probably a cup or something. I'll be full up. I just switched to a smaller bottle. There's no room in here. Oh, I need my overflow bucket underneath there. Okay. Oh, it's sucking it back up. That's good. It's close to the top. Yeah, you don't want to be filling it all up with a squeeze bottle. Takes too long. No, here we go. And there she is. To the brim. And the next thing I want to do is flush out the cooling system. By the looks of how he's been maintaining this thing, I'm just changing everything. New shocks, new element, and we'll flush it out. It's a reasonable color, but I have no idea when it was changed last. So let's just change it. Besides, look at that. Original clamp. These are original heater hoses. 141,000 K. Replacement red hoses, upper and lower, because there's hose clamps on there, so those will be replaced. But we'll swap-a-roo on the heater hoses. Pull out the drain cock. You can speed it up. Oh, jeez. Holy man, is that ever tight? Let's control it a little bit. We're having a spill. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Pretty green, at least. And I got a flushing tee. I'll put that on the heater hoses. And I've got a trick way I do it. I'll show you. And these heater hoses are probably just glued right on there. Oh, it's moving. Yeah. Because it's plastic radiator. Maybe it's not sticking. But they normally always stick. See, there's a steel fitting. And it's welded right on there. Let's try this one. Oh, look at that. It came right out. That was easy. Now I can maybe get at the other clamp there. Now, once you get your clamps off, get rid of that. Now, you don't want to stress out a solder joint. I just slice them. Get a nice new blade. There you go. Three-quarter. Now I got to start my three-quarter first because it's tucked right up in there, and have the clamp, something like that, so I can get a screwdriver up and from this angle here. Oh, fuck it, doesn't want to go in. Let's try two hands. Oh, fuck it, you don't need that. Get out of here. Okay. Where was I? Okay, so if we put her thing. Let's see what we need there. Something like that. That's about right. Man, if it's not going on that easy, put a little saliva on it. There we go. Getting windy. Put that on the left side. Is it gonna kink? It's sort of kinking a little bit. Yeah, I guess that'll be all right. That should be okay. Okay, I want this clamp on the bottom. So it doesn't interfere with the other one. There we go. Okay. You can pop off your puke tank. Let it rip. Okay. And I think I'll put my first tee here. Yeah. Take a heavy inch off of there. And you take your double-ended female. There on there. Got one with an air chuck. You gotta put the air chuck. Oh, wait a minute. Got the gasket in there? Yeah. You gotta put the one with the air chuck to the back. You don't want it close to the rad cap because all the air will be pumping out there. So this way it goes into the engine, into the heater core. Okay. Let's hook her up. Okay, let's try that. Now you want about 8 pounds, 10 pounds. Let's just try that out first. Okay, need some water. We got the heater. Oh yeah, gotta have the heater on. There we go. Okay, let that flush for a while. There's no air. It's probably like 5 pounds. Yeah, let it go for, depending on how dirty it is. By the looks of the antifreeze, it wasn't that dirty, but I wanted to change all the fluids in this thing anyways, because I don't know. I think he neglected this thing. So I'm gonna make better what he was doing. Make it more reliable. Yeah, it's been half an hour. There's no more rainbows going on there, so it's all fresh water now. Look at that, it didn't even come with a gasket. I'm going to put that on there and it'd be leaking. Be on the side of the road somewhere overheating. I had to rob one from my hose. Garden hose. Okay, so that one's on. You can fill it up from there. Now I'd like to have a spare one in my glove box. I've had them cracked before. Just the one. And You know, if you're on a trip somewhere, that could be a disaster. Just pop her in the glove box. You know, you got one on hand. Okay, let's fill it up. It's all empty now. Put the drain cock back in. And turn on the guard nose. Actually, no. You put your antifreeze in first, then turn on the guard nose. So we got 50-50. That's good to minus 37 Celsius. 29 minus, can't read that, it's too small. Oh, that's the boil over. It's all in Celsius. Half and half. Okay, well, I'm going to pour the majority of this in here. Go from there. And the next thing I want to do is flush out the brake fluid. It was really low and I cleaned out the reservoir, but it was all black with residue everywhere. Never been cleaned, probably never flushed. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, so it absorbs moisture and then it contaminates it, and then it, you know, your sealing parts can fail and wear out, get rust inside the calipers. So you want to have clean brake fluid. I like to do it every couple of years, flush it out. Okay, let's fire it up, get the airlock out of it. Have your heater open. Fire up the water. You gotta let it heat up before the thermostat opens up. If you fill it right up when it's cold, it's gonna blurp out. The air is gonna push it out, so you don't want it all over your driveway. Just wait till your rad hose heats up a little bit. Then you can pour the rest of the water in. Looks good. The thermostat hasn't opened up yet, it's still cold. That might go down some. Yep, going down. Got some steam happening. Just starting to get a little bit of heat now. Takes a long time for the idle to come down. Going down, going down, going down. it's open now. Keep your eye on the temperature gauge. Bubble coming out. Just take it for a little drive and then check it again. Batten down the hatches. Another job done. She's happier every day I own it. If somebody's looking after it. Okay. What's he up to now? Well, there's my ATF. And ATF has a lot of anti-corrosive additives to it. So it's excellent oil to use for preventing rust. And it's a little bit thinner than motor oil, so it'll seep into all the pinch seams and nooks and crannies that start rusting on you. So what I like to do, the cowl here is connected down behind the fender. It's got a drain at the bottom where I've shoved a rag in there. It probably won't be permanent. I got to stop it completely, but the rocker panel is actually connected to this cavity. The water drains here, but it's also open. So if the water can't keep up this drain, it'll start flowing down here. And there's actually drains on the bottom of the rocker. And I got my catch bucket. It'll all flow down into the bucket, and then I can pour it down the other side. Do the same procedure. You got to be kind of careful. Pour it in slowly, right on the edge here. The cowl has a bit of a crown to it, but not much. If you pour it in too fast, it's going to go over the hump and down this side. And I only got one of those catch set up happening there, so I could have two, I guess, set up, but I don't. And then I could just pour away, but you don't want to pour it out this side and come over and there's an Exxon Valdez happening in your driveway. Okay, so I've got my rags in the bottom of the drain. I thought maybe a vice grip would help, but I don't think I need those, just to hold the rag in place. So let's pour in here. And it should start coming out down the rocker. See, it's still missing, coming out. Oh, well, there's something else going on here. Let's have a look at that. Maybe I can plug it. Yeah, there's some coming there. The idea is you want to go, this isn't really the optimum angle. If you can get it even higher, then it's going to go whoosh right down to the back side there where you want it. You don't want it dripping out there. So you haven't really seen any, just that one there. There's no evidence of it running down yet, so I've got to find something else to plug into that hole. Let's do that first. Oh, there's some there. There we go. And you can gather it up and pour it down the other side. So I got something happening on this side. I think the best way to go about it is pour it in fast. Big gush, and then it's forced to go down the rocker instead of pouring it slowly and the majority dripping out the drain there. I'll have to get under there later and figure that out a little better. Find out exactly where it's draining. I obviously didn't plug it up good enough, but it's doing the job. It's dripping down here. That's where you want it. Coming out all the way along the rocker there. Let it drip dry. Go make some lunch or whatever. And you're ready to go. Till the next one. See ya.